Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. I do appreciate you being here. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe if you like the video. We're going to do a marathon today. Very, very interesting for Phil. Thank you, Phil, for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it very, very much. Let's get into the list. Let's see what Phil sent us here. But I'm sure you're going to be very, very happy about this. There's just a lot of good stuff, a lot of good music on here. All right, so we're going to start it off with Genesis. The title is Deep in the Motherlode. This is from, and then there were three from that famous album when there were suddenly, a guitar player left the band. But I mean, I think they still sound pretty amazing. We've done some, I don't remember which one exactly, but I think it was maybe Undertow. Yeah, I don't really remember, but please check it out. The video, it's in one of the marathons by Genesis. Then we're gonna do Journey. I think I've done a full marathon of Journey, older Journey though. This is the first album where let's see. Actually, you know what? Why am I improvising that much? Because Phil provided me with this awesome list, and I do want to talk about this stuff here because he did, help me here with a little bit of, let's see. Actually, very, very cool. Okay, so it says here, Deep in the Motherlode, Genesis, and then there were three, 1978. This was Genesis' first album after the departure of Steve Hackett. I said guitar player. Making Genesis a trio. This is one of my favorite Genesis albums, as it still has a proggy feel, but it also becoming more accessible like later Genesis, like the Genesis that I grew up with, like Land of Confusion, Mama, stuff like that, In the Air Tonight. So that's, I totally get it. Then Winds of March, Journey from the album Infinity, 78. This was Journey's first album with Steve Perry. That's who I meant, on vocals, and the album that launched him into superstardom. And yes, that's what I always talk about. I do like the first Journey because it's heavier, but Steve Perry did, I don't know, I guess it was something, or it was just the musical direction they took and the times. Now, this is going to be amazing for you guys. Yes, we're going to do Drama, 1980, Tempus Fugit. This album is the first one without John Anderson and Rick Wakeman. Woo, that's gonna be weird. As the amazing Trevor Horn, Buggles, founder and producer, and his Buggles, is it Bugles? I think it's Buggles. Bandmate Jeff Downs on keyboards. This is the only album with Trevor on vocals, and the first with Jeff. Trevor would also produce later Yes albums such as 90215, Owner of a Lonely Heart. I know exactly what you're talking about, Trevor Horn. And I also know that band Buggles. I think it's Buggles. And we've done, I think, some drama reaction. I would have to look it up though. And then Elton John. Now that's the only one that scares me a little bit because Elton John tends to get blocked. Maybe not, maybe only if the entire thing is Elton John. But since Someone Saved My Life Tonight, Elton John, Captain Fantastic, and the Brown Dirty Cowboy. This song became a huge hit and led the album to become their first best-selling in charting since Toto 6. Features Joseph Williams on lead vocals, who is the son of composer John Williams. Oh wow, Star Wars, etc. Of course, John Williams, one of my favorite composers. I guess right now I think Hans Zimmer is the one that kind of like outdid everyone. But I mean, John Williams still has the most recognizable. Like, I mean, Superman, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Star Wars, the list goes on, I mean, it's just everything the man writes is just instantly memorable and I mean Jaws, come on. Okay, and then the last one is Joey Ramone, What a Wonderful World, Don't Worry About Me, 2002. This is the first studio album by Joey from the Ramones and was released less than a year after his death. This song opens the album and puts a punk spin on the classic song. Wow. Thank you so much. Very interesting. So without further ado, let's get into it. I guess I should cut just in case something happens with Elton John. That's just a bummer that Elton John gets blocked by YouTube. But well, I'll be right back. All right, here we are. And well, let's give it up for Genesis, man. Let's go. Can't wait. Here we go. Okay, guess what, Phil? That's I didn't even know. I should have looked. I was like, this sounds very, very familiar. I've only heard the song once, but we did it. Let's see. We did it on not even that long ago. Let's see. It says here. And just that song. And that's why I was like, we have reacted to one song. It was that one. So, hey, I'm just going to let it play. I'm going to do the next song on the same album. And let's see. Yeah, it got 10,000 views so far. And it was with Alexia and myself. Let's see. Why doesn't it say when it got released? Well, it doesn't really matter because we did it. So let's see. And I should have checked and then written to you, but I was just excited to do some more Genesis. I'll just do Undertow because that's the one that I thought we had done. Let's see. Let me just check before I do Undertow. But I was like, I've heard this. Like I've heard something very similar. Undertow. Let's see if I've reacted to Undertow. No, that's the Suzanne Vega. So let's just do this and let it bleed into Undertow, and it's my fault because I should have checked. And but hey, you got a twofer out of it. See it that way. Let's continue. But I love the sound. I just love Phil's voice, and it does sound very proggy. It just sounds so good. Genesis is such a good band, and The keyboards here, you know, by Tony Banks, just killing it as always. And then also Mike on the, I think Michael, yeah, Michael on the bass, just fantastic. It just, even as a trio, I mean, even as a duo, this band would sound good because Phil would be singing and drumming. And then if you, I don't know, just play keyboards or just bass, just fantastic.
Dusty trail, 17 years, not over a day, like children in the wild. Your mother's milk still wet on your face, and no one to pray for your safe journey home. Out beyond desert, across the mountains by the fall, servants who leave their master's house are walking all the way. The golden fields that beckon you are darkened by the years.
So good. What a great track. And I guess, I don't know, I think I was like, wow, this sounds so familiar. And even though I've only heard it once, I did remember that. Beautiful. And also the time signatures here by Phil, you know, he kept it proggy because he was kind of like changing it up, you know. So, and it does still sound very, very complete. Like I did hear some guitars, so it just sounds fantastic. What a great song. And I don't know, just very memorable. Now let's see. I wanna see something here real quick. I wanna see if I've done now. So Phil, and everyone, you know, that who requests a marathon, if you go on the NicknLex channel and you just type in NicknLex and the name of the song, it should pop up. So if we've done it before, so down and out, because maybe, okay, so we've done down and out. So see, so I can't do that. I did it with Alexia. So down and out we've done. So let's see, Undertow. Undertow, I just checked, so we haven't. So I'm just gonna do Undertow. And then we have the first one, the second one, and the the sixth song of the album. So there we go. I think that's a good idea. Let's just do that. But yeah, I think this album sounds fantastic. It has great the keyboards here, just like I love Tony Banks's style. That's I think the guy that makes it the most like memorable for me, the entire Genesis experience. Just his playing is just so damn amazing. It's just like David Gilmour and Richard Wright. Those guys are like the ones that, you know, do it for me. When I listen to Pink Floyd, you know, it's obviously Nick Mason, you know, and but I can't really say anything about Roger Waters on the bass. I love his singing, you know, but yeah, for Genesis, for me, I think Tony Banks, you know, and Phil, and of course, Peter Gabriel, you know, like, but I mean, then again, I mean, Steve Hackett is an amazing guitar player, so I take it back. He really is something else. All right, so here we go. Let's do Undertow, same album, and then there were three. Let's go.
Curtains are drawn, now the fire warms the room. Meanwhile, outside, wind from the northeast chills the air. It will soon be snowing out there. And some, their heart cold, they prepare for a sleepless night. Maybe this will be the last fight. But we're safe in each other's embrace. All fears go as I look on your face. Better think a while, or I may never think again. If this were the last day of your life, my friend, tell me, what do you think you would do then? Stand up to the blow that fate has struck upon you. Make the most of all you still have coming to you. Lay down on the ground and let the tears run from you. Crying to the grass and trees, and heaven find me on your knees. Let me live again. Let life come find me wanting. Spring must strike again against the shield of winter. Let me feel once more the arms of love surround me. Telling me the danger's past. I may not feel the icy blast again.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Laughter, music, and perfume linger here and there, and there. Wine flows from flask to glass and mouth as it soothes confusing our doubts. And soon we feel, why do a single thing today? Is tomorrow sure as I'm here? So the days, they turn into years, and still no tomorrow appears. Better think a while, or I may never think again. If this were the last day of your life, my friend, tell me, what do you think you would do then?
Wow. Wow. I couldn't even stop it. It was so beautiful. This music is so good, and I can't believe it's from 1978. It doesn't sound 45 years old. It does not sound 45 years old. This sounds so ahead of its time, and and also what I love about Genesis, and I think that's where, I don't know, like I love Genesis so much, and Alexia is such a Yes fan, you know. And I love Yes, but I don't love Yes as much as I love Genesis. Genesis is just where it's the perfect music that is like, I like it very proggy, but I like other bands when they're very proggy. I like other stuff. Like I love Yes, don't get me wrong, but I don't love it that much. I don't know. And Alexia, just like when she listens to Yes, she loses it. But I'm like more with Genesis. It's so beautiful, so carefully written, and there's so much beauty in this music. It's ridiculous. Especially this song was just, I just love Phil Collins's voice. And don't get me wrong, I love Peter Gabriel, but it's just a different voice, and I love it in Genesis. But I also love Phil Collins in Genesis. And and there's people that grew up with, I guess, the first album, you know, and they don't like this Genesis. I think this is an amazing like lineup. Like it's amazing. You can't go wrong. Like with any Genesis, I've never listened to a Genesis song and said, "Oh, okay, this was horrible." Maybe they're not as good, you know. And then the newer stuff, I get it, you know, when you're a prog head and then suddenly they're playing pop. I mean, if one of my favorite bands would do that, I would be a little bit disappointed. But then there's going to be new fans who like my band doing new stuff. Just like, I don't know, Metallica, you know, like when they started, they were like thrash and that's what I like. And then in the 90s or mid 90s or early 2000s, they became like this, I don't know, just a totally different band. But hey, you know, I mean, being a musician, you have to explore your different sides. So I totally get it, you know. All right, so let's move on. This was beautiful, very, very beautiful. I loved it, both of them. And I would say even listening to the first one was like re-listening it for the first time. I'm not really familiar with this material, so it's just very good. Okay, so now Journey, then Yes, then Elton John, and then Joey Ramone. So stay tuned, you know. I hope you don't leave. I hope it's not too long, but hey, here we are. So Journey is next, Winds of March. Here we go.
Soft as an evening breeze.
Okay, perfect that they kind of stopped there. That's when that occurs, I always take a moment to stop so um I can talk about the music and it doesn't get copyrighted as brutally, you know. But I mean, his voice is just Steve Perry is just. I mean, he's right up there with like Rob Halford, and he's just like that voice is instantly recognizable. It's a beautiful voice. It just works, and all these musicians, and I didn't know this that most of them were of Santana fame, and they already knew their stuff. So and then they made the super band, like literally. Beautiful, very very beautiful. I love Steve Perry, and even Jason Becker used him just literally just to chant in one of his songs. I don't know if you don't know who Jason Becker is, man, you have to check him out. He has been paralyzed, literally from the head down, and he's still writing music with his eyes, literally with the software. It's beautiful. He was a shredder in the 80s, neoclassical metal. But man, the guy just composes like literally like a classical composer. Beautiful. And he used Steve Perry for one song. But yeah, I love Journey. I'm more familiar with their hits, Don't Stop Believing and all that stuff, But this is beautiful, really, really cool. So let's see where they go now if it gets, heavier. But I'm going to rewind maybe like 5 seconds. Beautiful outro, man. Oh, and the solo, I loved it. And last time I was like, oh yeah, he's doing the Dorian mode, which is very famous for Santana, using it. It's more like a Latin flavor sound scale, And I think Neil Schön, that's how you say it in Germany. Schön means pretty. But here he was playing more like a melodic minor thing, very very melodic, very kind of deep, kind of a lot of feel and not so like Latin infused sounding. Really cool. I love that, man. Really cool song. I don't know if Alexa knows this from Infinity. Let's see what I've heard from Infinity. Wheel in the Sky, because that is on the best of. And I think that's it. Wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Yeah. So now I knew two songs of this album. Really cool. But yeah, I mean, I can see the pattern here that this music, you know, appeals to everyone. And this is what we also where we're gonna talk about this in depth. We went to Power Trip, and one of the, I mean, six of the most famous bands of the world like got together and played. And but some, you know, like for example Tool, and we love Tool, and we have like the Tool army that subscribed to us, but a lot of people didn't go see them. They just didn't understand the concept. And also Tool, well, I don't want to spoil too much. Let's keep it light here. We'll talk about it in the when we go live. But it's just like, you know, there's so many good styles of music and rock. Okay, and talking about good styles in music and rock, we're gonna do some Yes here from the album Drama, and this is let's see, I can't read it. This is Tempus Fugit. All right, and like in the intro, I did talk about, and this video is becoming a very long one, so I hope you're having a lot of fun. So let's give it up for Yes. Okay, so I took a break because if I don't talk about it now, I'll probably forget it. But I love how it sounds like Yes, 100%. Even though John Anderson is absent and Rick Wakeman, I guess this song doesn't feature too much keyboard at all. But I mean, Chris Squire is making it sound just like Yes, and Alan White, because there's the bass sounds so much like Yes, and also the way Chris Squire sings, he sings in that register that John Anderson sings. So I guess Trevor here is kind of like matching, you know, the harmony that Chris is giving him. So it sounds literally almost like John automatically, just by default. And and like you have that, you know, Chris Squire complexity in the song, and you know you have Alan's drumming, so it's almost like he's still there, you know. Like if someone wouldn't have told me John Anderson and Rick Wakeman are not on this album, I would have never noticed, you know. Even though, I mean, once the Rick Wakeman's, you know, solo work, not solo work as in solo artist, but when he starts to improvise, of course, that it's Rick, But let's go back. I just wanted to talk about this real quick.
If you were there, you would want to be near me. In a sense, you could hold the materials, and the nothing would really be living. It would shock your wall into landing like in the North sky. Time flies, past through the morning, the call of the dawning, but nothing to us. You were keeping your best situation and answer to yes. And the moment I see you, it's so good to be near you. And the feeling you give me makes me want to be with you. From the moment you tell me yes. If you could see all the roads I have traveled towards some unusable lost equilibrium, run like an athlete, could die like an ant, beat speed, we can answer to all of the answers to yes. In the North sky, time flies past through the morning, the call of the dawn, and meant nothing to us. You were keeping your best situation and answer to yes. At the moment I see you, it's so good to be near you. And the feeling you give me makes me want to be with you. If we wait for an answer, will the silence be broken? Should we wait for an answer? Do we leave it unspoken?
I love it. Very good. In the end, I mean, you could hear that it wasn't John Anderson, but the guy's doing a fantastic job here, and Trevor. And then also, I looked this up, because I was like, I hear a little bit of Kansas here, that style, and it says here, and of course here it says Jeffrey Downs. It says that he was inspired, it says in an interview that he said that Rick Wakeman and Keith Emerson and Dave Sinclair from Caravan are his like main influences, but also his favorite bands are King Crimson, Journey that we just did, and I wish we could do more we could do any King Crimson. I would love to do it even on Patreon, but it gets taken down from Patreon as well. So King Crimson, Journey, Kansas. So I guess that's why I heard Kansas and Foreigner are his favorite American bands. And I know that he's, of course, was a member of Asia. And so, wow. Very, very cool. A really, really good song by Yes. But at first I was a little bit like, well, I can't really like hear the difference that John Anderson is not on there, but yes, the guy does sound different. But when he harmonizes with Chris, it's very hard to to kind of call it out, you know. Okay, now Sir Elton John is next with Someone Saved My Life Tonight. Now, this one is where I'm going to cut, because if the video gets blocked, then I'm just going to have to cut it out, upload it on Patreon, and you'll see a version without Elton John. All right, so we're recording again, and here is Elton John with Someone Saved My Life Tonight.
When I think of those East End lights, muggy nights, the curtains drawn in the little room downstairs. Prima Donna Lord, you really should have been there, sitting like a princess perched in her electric chair. And just one more beer, and I don't hear you anymore. We've all gone crazy lately, my friends out there rolling round the basement floor. And someone saved my life tonight, sugar bear. You almost had your hooks in me, didn't you, dear? You nearly had me roped and tied. All about hypnotized, sweet freedom whispered in my ear. You're a butterfly, and butterflies are free to fly. Fly away, high away, bye-bye. Never realized the passing hours of evening showers, slip news hanging in my darkest dreams. I'm strangled by a haunted social scene, just a pawn outplayed by a dominating queen. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, damn it, listen to me good. I'm sleeping with myself tonight, saved in time, thank God my music's still alive. Someone saved my life tonight, sugar bear. You almost had your hooks in me, didn't you, dear? You nearly had me roped and tied. All about hypnotized, sweet freedom whispered in my ear. You're a butterfly, and butterflies are free to fly. Fly away, high away, bye-bye.
Wow, man, I have to pause, because if it gets, you know, if it gets blocked, then I can at least say, hey, I transformed the, you know, the song. It's so good. Elton John has always meant a lot to me, because my mom started to play this Elton John very young to me, you know. Wow, 46 million fans listen to Elton John on a monthly basis. So I was exposed to Elton John very young, but it was just one CD we had the best of, and it was just, I'm in love with this CD. I mean, he is one of the most important composers of like the last 50 years, like no doubt about it. I mean, he's like David Bowie, Prince, they're just different caliber, musicians, there's just like some musicians are just on a different level in every form of the way, like their lyrics, their music, it just works so well. Everything this man writes, and I know he had a writing partner, but everything he has ever recorded is just gold. It's just good, it always works. It always sounds beautiful. It just like, I've never heard a bad Elton John song. It doesn't exist, I'm sure it does, but I've not heard it yet. It's like Steely Dan. Like that's the only band that I always compare. When it's perfection, it's like Steely Dan, It's wonderful. Just everything he sings, it's so melodically pleasing. His piano is always there. It's always doing something very, very interesting. He has like this way of writing music that just like hits you in the right way, and also the way he sings and the way he uses his voice, and just every other musician, every instrument that's being used in his music is there for a reason. It's always there to help the song, and that's what I love about his music, that it always feels like, I don't know, man, it's just really, really good. So let's go back a little bit, but yeah, it's just fantastic track. Thank you for this. This is really good. This is from when? 75. It's almost 50 years ago. Let's go. That snare. Oh. Now snare.
Stocks and bonds, paying your HP demands forever. Coming in the morning with the truck to take me home.
So good. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, the bass, the keyboards, like the piano, it's obviously, but there's some keyboards, I think. Um, the backing vocals, it's just so good. Elton John always like it's always a hit. And I don't know how he does it. I mean, to write so many good songs. Um, it's just that damn talent he has. And I love that we still have him. He's still playing, and I can't wait to see that man live. And I mean, we just saw 6 amazing bands, and that I thought I would never see in my life because they are from the 70s and 80s, but there's a chance. So go see live music as much as you can, because right now we're the last great artists, like those are the ones that are leaving us, because after that, yes, we have some 90s amazing artists and 2000s, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. The 70s were just so real. So if you can see Steely Dan, if you can see, and I know I shouldn't talk about, I'm not even gonna say the name, the Falcons. Go see the Falcons. You know, at least once, or bands like Journey, or because it's like once they're gone, I don't think any other bands like that are coming back anytime soon. All right, so I'm gonna cut here, and if we get trouble with Elton. And I know it's not even him, it's the record company. All right, so this is the last song, Joey Ramone, What a Wonderful World. And of course, I know the original. I think, I don't want to say the wrong one. Let's just play it, and I'll kind of like pause in between. Here we go. It, and it's like you can recognize his voice so well, and it's by Louis Armstrong, of course. But I like this version. It's really cool. Why not make it a little faster and punkier? I just really like this. Really, really positive. Cool, from the album Don't Worry About Me, and that's coming from, I don't know what the situation was because how he passed away, but I think as a last album have a title like that, I think that's a beautiful thing to do for everyone, you know, who loved him and cared about him. I don't know, it just makes me feel good to read something like that, even though he died. But this is his last. This is like his goodbye. It's a great thing. This was a great marathon. Thank you so much, Phil. I mean, Genesis, Journey, yes, Elton John, Joey Ramone. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. We have all these prog giants, rock giants, fantastic composers. This was a great experience. Thank you so much. Let me know what you thought, everyone in the comment section about these tracks. What did you enjoy the most? And I rarely do, you know, a Genesis and Yes marathon together. So this was great. Thank you again so much for the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.